I'm Shannon Sherman with the Buffett Early Childhood Institute at the University of Nebraska. And we're here today in Omaha for the Parenting Matters Symposium. I have with me Kim Boller, who is a senior fellow at the Mathematica Policy Research, and she was presenting today. The symposium centers around a report, Parenting Matters, Best Practices for Parents of Children from 0 through 3rd grade. And Kim was a member of the committee that authored the report. So Kim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience and what you do in your work first off?
Sure. Hi. I'm a developmental and cognitive psychologist. I've been at Mathematica Policy Research in Princeton for 21 years. I evaluate programs for the federal government, for foundations, Head Start, early Head Start, child care programs, and I've done a range of studies from randomized controlled trials, implementation research, and so on.
And you were a member of the committee with the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine that authored the report. How did that come about, and what was your experience there?
Sure. The National Academy of Sciences has a number of ways people can be asked to be on committees. You can self-nominate, you can be nominated by peers and colleagues, or sponsoring members of the study can also put forward their nominations. But it's a big secret how you actually get on the committee, so I don't know.
So tell us a little bit about your experience. What were the committee's goals in creating this report?
Sure. There's a specific statement of task that the committee is commissioned with, and the rumor that we heard, or we were told, is that the funders of the study actually came to the study, to the National Academies with the specific statement of task almost completely written. So they knew what they wanted. Say the Department of Education, Health and Human Services, all of the funders really knew what they wanted. This was a burning question that they had. They really wanted to leave a legacy or a blueprint for the next administration. So that really was the founding of the committee.
So one of the focuses of the report was key aspects of parenting that matter for young children. Can you talk about some of those key behaviors that really make a difference?
Sure. Things that were of great interest or that the committee found through evidence, the kinds of knowledge, attitudes, and practices are things that you would really think are pretty sensical, that we know from developmental and cognitive psychology. Things related to supporting children's development, things related to the back and forth that parents have, the dance some people refer to it, serve and return. And we saw some of that today in Brenda Jones Harden's videotapes, some of the videotapes that I showed, the videotape I showed as well, between a father and a child. Things like stimulating learning in children, things like making good decisions for children with regard to child care, finding high quality child care. Again, the things that we expect parents to be doing every day, keeping them out of harm's way, keeping them safe.
Now your presentation focused more on poverty and issues surrounding poverty. So how does that impact families and parents specifically?
Sure. We know for years and years now that children in chronic poverty, exposed to poverty over time, really have poorer outcomes, bad outcomes. They are more likely to end up poor outcomes for schooling. They're not ready for school, for example. They end up more likely to be involved in the criminal justice system, be involved in the special education system. So we really want to have and ameliorate the effects of poverty on children.
What are some interventions that the committee found can be helpful?
Sure. What we lay out there are a package of things that have been found to be helpful to raise families out of poverty, and I talked a lot about those, and those include income supports, things like the special supplemental food program for women, infants and children, or WIC, things like tax credits for low-income families, and something now called the two-generation programs 2.0, programs that really work on employment for parents as well as high-quality early care and education.
So how do we transfer this knowledge into action? How do we bring some of these things to scale in ways that can truly make a difference for a large number of families?
People are really talking now about taking the platforms that already exist, Head Start, early Head Start, high quality care and education, training programs for adults, and innovating and improving them. Why aren't parents taking them up? Why aren't family service workers getting families into the programs that they are eligible for? Why is it so hard to get services? And we really have to use things like rapid cycle evaluation, data that we already have, to get programs to families, get families into programs. Maybe we're offering programs that families don't really want or need. Have we talked to families about that? We need to do more of this.
Mm-hmm. Any other next steps?
I think a number of us are really trying to get under the hood of innovation and improvement. We have something called the Early Learning Lab project we've been working on at Mathematica, and it's actually an entity that's funded by the Packard Foundation. It was their baby that they funded under their Starting Smart and Strong initiative. It's headed by Catherine Atkin. She runs the Early Learning Lab. It's a project that I work on with her, and Chris Sherino there. It's very exciting.
Great. Great. Well, Kim, thank you so much for joining us today in Omaha here at the Parenting Matters National Symposium hosted by the Buffett Early Childhood Institute. The Parenting Matters report that we have been talking about can be found online at the National Academy's website. You can also find a link to it on the Buffett Institute website at buffettinstitute.nebraska.edu. Thank you.